get it going. Story time. Somebody hit your drum and say, blessing time. I don't intend to cry, so I'm going to share this story with all the humor in me so that we can avoid all those pity party things and go straight to the point. So, on the 6th of May 2022, I had a relapse. A relapse is when you have a serious mental breakdown, when you isolate yourself, when you become a lot of things that you wouldn't be if you weren't ill. So I had a relapse and I was very suicidal. Yes, I was so suicidal. I didn't want to live again. I didn't see the need to live. You know, I had a terrible mood. From the beginning of that month, I was already feeling like shit, but I have this very resilient spirit of still pushing, even though some things are not going very well. You know, I knew I had gotten to my breaking point, but I didn't stop because I didn't want to stop. I felt like if I stopped, then it would be hard for me to pick back again. But with mental health, you cannot be playing kabu-kabu with it. If you need to stop, if I don't even wait till you need to stop, take time out. Well, I was forming strong girl. I didn't take time out. So I became very tired of living. I was very conscious of myself breathing. You can imagine being conscious of your breath, you know, every time you take in breath and you release out, you know, you are aware. And the more you are aware, the more you do not want to live, you know. So it was happening to me for days, but I kept pushing until this particular day. I couldn't push no more. I brought out my journal and I wrote a suicide note. And I said all the things I said in that note. Maybe I would attach the note somewhere in this video, or maybe not, depending on how I feel when I'm putting it together. But yeah, I had written that note and I didn't mind. I just wanted to end it all. I was tired. You'll be asking me what you were tired of. I was tired of everything. Everything. I am laughing now, but really it wasn't funny. I really was tired. You know, as soon as I was done writing the note, I went on to do exactly what my mind was telling me to do. But fortunately for me, I wasn't successful. Yes, it wasn't successful. Somebody had interrupted it and it didn't work out. That I'm very grateful for. So yeah, I survived it and I saw my psychiatrist and, you know, a lot of protocol things happened and I went my way. Now, fast forward to this year, 6th May 2023. I had another relapse. Same as the one I had the year before. It was so bad, like so bad. It was really bad. But this time around, the only difference is that I started this new anxiety drugs and they had started to kick in, you know, so it was helping me, you know, manage my symptoms. So I was feeling this thing the whole of that day. In fact, the day before, it was on me. A lot of ideas were coming to my head and I just knew about two that I wanted to do, you know. I didn't want to feel the pain again. Like, I was so upset. Like, why do I have to go through this thing? Why do I have to be so tired? Why do I have to be so conscious of myself breathing? It was just a terrible thing, like a very terrible thing. So I struggled till later that evening. And there's this particular family member of mine that is a medical doctor, and he has been helping me out with my condition. So I had called him, and when he heard me, he was like, "No, Choma, no, quickly call the helpline." In my life, I have never called helpline to say, "Oh, I'm suicidal, help me," But really, so that that I wanted to leave, but at the same time, I also want to die. I don't know how this thing works. Like, the intricacies around mental health issues are a lot. I don't know who can understand it completely. Because how do you want to live and you also want to die? It makes no sense, right? Well, me too, I do not understand it, but it's something that I am going through, So I quickly called helpline, and they came to my aid, and I was feeling better. They booked me to see a psychiatrist that day, and later on that day I went. No, I mean like the next day, yeah. Later on the next day I went to see a psychiatrist, and he examined me. A lot of things were changed and added to my medications, and I went my way. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. As I left there, of course, I was feeling better in my mind, but my body wasn't really cooperating. So when you feel these things, they're not only in your head, you also feel them on your body, like you have like physical symptoms of these things. So from my waist down to my legs, I noticed that I couldn't really feel things, like my legs were numb. But I thought it was from the anxiety attack I had the night before. So normally I'll give it time and it will fade off. So I ignored it and went about my day. After a few days of feeling this discomfort around my legs, I just knew that this thing wasn't just about the anxiety. Well, it could be, but I do not know. So I called the hospital, and they asked me to come in. Before the day that I was supposed to go in to see them, I noticed that the thing had gotten so bad, I couldn't have like proper sleep at night, like serious insomnia. I had difficulties breathing. I had like this severe bowel movement difficulties, like so painful. Like I couldn't pee, I couldn't poop, I couldn't eat. It was so bad. So when I went in, they took my samples and they went to do like tests and all, and they asked me to go home. By the time I got back the results, they said nothing was wrong with me. Hey, are you joking? Nothing is wrong with me. Why am I feeling all these pains? They said nothing was wrong with me. I ignored them. I went back to my house, hoping that maybe after a few days I would feel well. For where 2 days after, in the night, I had this crazy fever, panic attack, alongside these cramps and stuff that I was having from my navel down to my legs. Immediately, I called the emergency team. This was like probably 2 a.m. and they came. They checked my heart, they checked my everything, like every possible test that you can imagine. They checked and they said nothing was wrong with me again. Okay. This is like the second time I was already getting very scared because what's going on? They didn't see anything, so there was no reason for them to keep me with them. Do you get? So they left me at home. They just gave me some painkillers to help ease the pain. So they gave me like some days to be on the painkillers, and if no relief, then I would go back to them. which happened. Second time, the third time now. Actually, the second time I was calling the emergency team. This was another night around 4 a.m. I felt like I wanted to pee, I wanted to poop, but nothing was coming out, and I was in so much pain, rolling and screaming and everything. They came in, did some more tests. At this point, they were speculating. They said, "Oh, it could be kidney stone. Oh, it could be pelvic disease. Oh, it could be kiniko." They were just putting out a lot of things that they were thinking it is, but the scans, the blood tests, the urine tests, everything they did came out negative. So they came that day, gave me a lot of, injections to help me feel better. And yeah, it worked for some hours, but the moment the whole thing cleared off, I was back to the pain. I really suffered. At this point, I was already scared. Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't they find out what's wrong with me? It's even better if you know what's wrong with you. Your mind will be a bit at rest. But not knowing what's wrong with you and you're having all of this pain, it makes no sense. So I was already getting scared. And because I'm an anxiety disorder patient, I was already having this fear of, am I dying? Is this how I'm going to die? I became so fearful, like so fearful. And I started praying. I was like, God, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I really do not want to die. I want to have children. I want to have babies. I want to get married. I want to build houses. I want to do this. I want to do that. I started listing all the things that I really still wanted to achieve in life. I didn't want to die after all. I was so scared. I would pray. I would, scream. I would cry. I just was helpless. I didn't want to die. I was praying, okay, God, let them even find out something. Is it even cancer? Is it this? Is it that? Let them even find out something, because I can't be in so much pain and they don't know what's wrong with me. Well, eventually, they came back again and took some more samples. And this time around, they gave me antibiotics. They gave me stuff. I don't remember their names, but there were lots of medications that they gave to me to take, which I did take, and I got a bit of relief. So I started going through something on my phone, and I saw my birth certificate. All along, this is a side gist actually, but let me just say it. All along, I've always thought that I was born on a Tuesday. So I usually call myself Hajia Talatu. Talata is Tuesday in Hausa. So if you're born on a Tuesday, your parents could name you Talatu. So because I thought I was born on a Tuesday, so I usually call myself Hajia Talatu. But for the first time that day, I realized that I wasn't born on a Tuesday. Like, I be Sunday pikin. God creates me on a Sunday. Do you get it? I found out. I was like, Jesus. So all along, I'm one of those people that they'll say, pikin where they create on a Sunday. Oh, man, you should put some respect on my name. Okay, that's supposed to be a joke. But you get what I mean? How is it that all these years of living, I didn't realize that I was born on a Tuesday? I saw it. I was really excited. Oh, wow, Sunday born. Well, that happened, and something just came to my mind. I would really say that was the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit had to remind me that some days back, you wanted to die. You didn't want to live again. You didn't want it all. You wanted to let go. And now you're seeing your birth certificate. You're excited for your life. I had to quickly run to get the journal from 2022 because I had come to the UK with it. And when I opened to the place where I wrote that suicide note, that was when it occurred to me that the 6th of May this year that I had that relapse is like if it even makes sense, like the anniversary of the other relapse I had in 2022 where where I wrote the suicide note, not my suicide note, the suicide note. I had to put my certificates, like my birth certificates, side by side, the suicide note. And I kept looking at them. I had mixed emotions. I was crying. I was happy. I was thankful. A lot of things were just coming to my mind. What really if I actually did take my life on the 6th of May 2022? What would have happened to my parents? What would have happened to my family? What would have happened to my siblings? What would have happened to my friends, I started to thank God. I started to say, Father, thank you for my life. And thank you for what would have been the last thing I would say before I die. Thank you that you didn't let it happen to me, I just started to pray. I really started to pray. I was so thankful. Now, let me add that I still don't feel well. They've still not found out what is wrong with me. Possibly it's part of the complications of anxiety disorder and depression. I still do not know. They haven't gotten back to me on what the issue is. But I'm here to say that anxiety disorder and clinical depression, they are crazy. There's a lot they can do to you. They can change your life. This is even just 2 out of the numerous disorders, mental disorders that we have out there, and people are legit going through this thing on a daily, So I'm thankful. I'm really so thankful. I'm thankful that I'm alive. I'm thankful for life. The last part of this episode is the most interesting of everything that I have said. It is interesting because, who can guess? It is interesting because it is my birthday! Yes, it is my birthday today, 30th of June. I'm so happy. I'm really very happy that irrespective of all that I have been through, irrespective of all the times that I thought that my life didn't have any meaning and I wasn't headed anywhere, I'm not there yet. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm seeing a lot of psychiatrists. I'm seeing a lot of therapists. Yes, I'm doing cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm doing a lot of group therapy. I'm doing a lot of stuff, taking my medicines, leading my life intentionally, and believing God for total healing. I hope everything I put out helps you to understand better the struggles that I go through on a daily. I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things from this particular episode. If you have, please, you are welcome to my channel, and I hope that you comment, I hope that you like, and I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you turn on your notifications so that you get the notifications that I've posted something. I hope you find my content interesting enough. I hope they resonate with you. I hope you're happy that you have seen me on your screens. Ciao, I love you. And yes, I may create content out of my birthday. But if I'm not able to, you people should forgive me. But if I'm able to, I'll do it, and I'm bringing you guys hot. Ciao.